What's good, Raider Nation? Welcome to Monday Night Madness. I'm Spicy Raider Girl here with Omar and Arthur. And the hot take today is we're going to debate, was this one of the most ugliest, worst played NFL games that, by both sides, by the way, that we have seen, or were there some good aspects to it? I think there's an argument for both sides. We're going to have that discussion. If you want to chime in and let us know what you think, the StreamYard link's at the top. Take the mic and join the madness. We want to hear from you. You don't want to hear from us. And remember, like that torch, hit that like button, subscribe, and you also can join to become a member. If you're playing along with us tonight, who's to blame? Chip, Geno, Pete, Mark, everybody? We're going to talk about that as well. Yeah. So there's a lot to talk about tonight. And if you've entered the raffle for the Cowboys game, we're going to do that at 6:20 live right here. Nice. 2 tickets, Cowboys at Raiders for the Monday night game next week. So tune in at that time to make sure or to see if you've won. Guys, what's good? But before we say what's up, let's say what's up to the chat. Raider Travis, good evening, everyone. Tanking is not in the Raiders' oath. No, nobody's talking about tanking, at least not on this panel.
No,
they
never.
Don't need to tank. They just find ways to lose. They're trying to win, but they don't need to tank.
That's a great point, Omar. They're not trying. They're not trying. They just are tanking. That is
right. No. They're
True Raider, clean house, he says. What's another rebuild ? It's better to be part of Raider Nation than to root for this team. Fire Davis too. His ego is the problem on Hood. Yeah, we talk about this a lot on the show. You guys want to address this comment here from True Raider? Do you think the answer is to continue to clean house season after season? Arthur, what do you think?
I don't think so. I mean, at some point in time, we got to dig our heels in and build some continuity. I do, and as you can see by my caption tonight, that there needs to be more firings. You asked who's to blame. I think that it starts with Mark Davis, but a lot of it is falling on Chip Kelly. I don't believe him in as an offensive coordinator. I thought some of his play calls were, just mind-blowing to me. We tried to do a tush push from 2.5 yards out on third down with Geno Smith. Like, right? What is that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, first of all, Geno Smith's not a tush push quarterback. Second of all, you're 2.5 yards away. So, I just don't think that
you don't have a tush line.
Yeah, right. We don't have the line for that either. But
right, there's not enough tush on that line to push.
No, absolutely not. So, for me, I don't want to continue to just go through regime after regime and coaching staff after coaching staff, because you're never going to build any continuity. The players aren't going to be able to build any continuity. The reason why we kept Patrick Graham is because the defense under Patrick Graham is in times played well. When they're actually off the field, they're not on the field for 45 minutes of a 60-minute football game. So I think that we need to build a little bit of continuity with the staff. And but for me, I think we need to continue to fire some people. Some heads need to continue to roll. It can't just be Tom McMahon. I mean, yeah, our special teams has been garbage, but there's other people on that staff that need to go, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. April agrees. She says, how about we get it right the first time around so we don't have to fire people every season? We're clearly not getting it. Omar, do you want to chime in on the cleaning house topic?
I mean, I'm a little bit both ways, because we need continuity, but we have to make sure we're continuing with the right people. And like I say, I knocked on Mark Davis, and I'm not going to knock on Mark Davis anymore. Dude has just done well with the things on the outside that we can see. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that at least he should have a understanding of who he has in place and what they're trying to do each season. And those are the conversations that we're not privy to. Does he understand Pete Carroll's vision? Does he understand Spytek's part in that vision? Right. And does he see some of the little things that says, you know what, we've got some of the right ingredients, we need a little bit more, and this thing will happen? Because if he doesn't understand that, and he can't at least see it, and what I'm talking about right now doesn't show up in wins and losses. It shows up in some of those details when they're looking at film where maybe some guys were out of place and they don't have the personnel to do, this is what we were trying to do. And, all the things, like I say, behind the scenes and the details that we're not privy to. And he understands that. And then that is what will let him know this is the people that I need some continuity with. Because if that is not an understood thing of the plan, where they're going, understanding what's needed to get there, saying, hey, at the beginning of the season, if I talk to you, Arthur, and you tell me, hey, man, here's what we got right now. We went what we saw in the offseason, the draft, that might not manifest into a winning season just yet. You set the expectation. It's going to take me X amount of time to do this, and I give it to you. Then yes, if I'm the owner, that's the conversation. I'm not going to expect results that are just through the moon. I want them, and we know with some luck and all the, some things that could happen, but that shouldn't be the expectation. And is Mark clear on that expectation? So if those things are happening, I'm like, hey, continue, because we do have to continue, but we got to make sure that everybody's on the same page, from Mark Davis to whoever else has their finger in the mix. They all got to be on the same page and understanding where this team is going. We obviously, as fans, all we care about is wins and losses. We ain't trying to hear any of that deep. No, we're not. You know what I mean? We've been building since 2002, man.
Yeah.
So that's my thought. I do think we need continuity, but you got to make sure that this thing, even though, like I say, the wins and losses aren't adding up, it's still understood that it's going in the right direction. So,
well, one firing has already happened, and it happened after the loss against the Broncos, and that a special teams coach. The Raiders fired him. There's been a lot of mishaps on special teams, especially in the kicking aspect of the game, which we're not really used to seeing. It kind of makes you start to think, what's going on here with these guys? Are we shaving points? I said that last time. I was only kind of kidding last week. I might be serious this week. No, but I'm with you guys. I'm kind of on the fence with you, Omar, a little bit back and forth. Continuity is needed, of course, but if you see clear signs of changes that need to be made, I think you got to pull the trigger. Yes. Armando, he says, it's tough being a Raider fan. It's not for the weak-hearted. Your bro from Tijuana, Mexico, Sempre Fry. That's right. And if you're a veteran, we want to thank you for your service. Absolutely. As well as all the other veterans out
Definitely.
there. So salute the service.
Thank you for your service.
Veterans Day is tomorrow, and everyone that's celebrating that. Or if you see your fellow veteran, or if you know somebody, shoot them a text. Give them a call. Thank you for their service, because we appreciate our military. Let's get into the discussion, though. Was this the ugliest game that we've ever seen? We have a difference of an opinion here, and that's okay. But here's some stats for you. Broncos Raiders, 13 3-and-outs, 15 punts, 3 interceptions, 2 missed field goals, block punt, 8 sacks. More than half of the Raiders' drives didn't go further than 2 yards. Now, some can argue and say that maybe both teams played great defense, or we can say that they just didn't execute. Some of it was probably due to defense. I think a lot of it was also due to execution. Arthur, what do you think? What do you make of this mess of a game?
I completely agree. I think that, honestly, I thought our defense played well. I said it last week on this show that Bo Nix is a fraud. He's at best a system
You did say that.
He's at
I
best
thought of you the whole game, by the way.
Absolutely. And we exposed him on Thursday Night Football to show that if you can disrupt that system, which I thought our defense did, that you can expose Bo Nix to be what he is. He's a fraud. He's not as good as he's being made out to be. They've had to come back, and they've won a lot of close games. I think every one of their games that they've won has been like by 1 score or less. So I thought in that aspect, our defense exposed him. I just thought that I don't think that their defense played as well as anything that she made out to be. We just didn't have an offense and an offensive strategy to do what we could have done. That we could have won that game, in my opinion, 28-10, 28-7, like no problem. If we actually had some offensive, like I said, it's coaching. It goes back to Chip Kelly. If we had an offensive coordinator that can actually put in some plays to help us move the ball and do the things that we can do with all the talent we have on offense, I don't know. There's no reason why that game shouldn't have been a win.
Yeah. Omar?
I love defensive games. It was not the worst game I've ever seen, because, the defense was making all the plays. Unfortunately, the offenses were not. It is upsetting, though, in a defensive game where any chance you get to score, you have to take advantage of those opportunities. Absolutely. And to see us miss a field goal that was, for Carlson, come on, man. What was that, 40 yards? Yeah, I can't remember exactly what it was, but
real quick, just to clarify, just to clarify, these are stats for both teams. So when we're talking about both poorly played football, we aren't just discussing was this one of the Raiders' most poorly played football game. So we're talking about collectively between both teams.
Both defenses. The only defenses were making plays.
Right. Well, though Santi said here, I think Kansas City was the worst game because we didn't score.
Yeah, I agree.
If we're speaking like just on the Raiders play, sure. We're speaking of both sides.
And like I said, I sat through that 3-0 game versus Minnesota, 2 years ago in Vegas. And then, the next game was a Thursday night game where we went out and scored 63 points against San Diego. I thought this was a worse game than that 3-0 game, only because, in that game, same thing. We had AOC in there who was his rookie season, I believe. We had just fired McDummy and AP took over. They benched Jimmy. There was a lot of stuff going on with that team to where this team, we have a veteran quarterback in Geno Smith. We have a veteran offensive coordinator in Chip Kelly that that has been known to be inventive and do some things. And like I said, he just didn't do anything that I saw to really move this offense, other than the scripted plays at the, that first drive is all scripted. We all know this as fans. So other than the scripted plays, and that's what we went through with McDummy, is after that, outside those scripted plays, there's no inventiveness there. There's nothing to help this offense move the ball down the field. So in that aspect, that was horrible.
I'll disagree on one part. There was some creativity, but it was dumb. Using Brock Bowers on some of the plays they used him on, having two tight ends out as wideouts instead of one ends helping the line and then chipping. So there was somebody was trying to get creative, but it was terrible. I was like, wait a minute. I've been begging for two tight end sets, but that ain't what I'm talking about. Seriously, it was like I said, some of the stuff I saw them trying to do, I was like, and then why aren't you running the ball?
Exactly. 100%.
Run the ball more.
100%.
I think they've even said they need to run the ball more. Like, we were just trying to gradually, bring him into it. Okay, dude, we're into it now.
Yeah.
And he was making some plays, and then here we go.
Yep.
One of the other things that hurt this offense outside of just not making plays was some penalties. Genti had a great run, penalty, brought that back. Geno threw a touchdown, boom, penalty, brought that back. You just, especially in a defensive game like this, where the two defenses were the only squads really making plays, you can't afford to do that. And I think, to me, that was really, really surprising to see such undisciplined play. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But for me, those penalties go back to coaching, though. Both those penalties were by rookies. Yeah. They haven't been on the field enough, and that goes back to we're a 2-7 team. Why aren't these rookies out there getting that experience, getting that exposure, and learning that stuff? So that goes back to coaching.
You mentioned coaching. So here's the question: who's to blame? Can we narrow it down to one person for this game? Or for the season?
One coach?
Or is there
for the season?
I'm not saying coach.
I'm going to say Chip Kelly. To me, Chip Kelly gets the most. He gets more blame than the special team coach, in my mind. Absolutely. And if I was going to fire anyone, it definitely would have been Chip Kelly at this point, if I was going to fire someone.
100%.
But me and Chip would have had a come to Jesus moment. You know what I mean? Where it would have been obvious we've had that come to Jesus moment, because Pete Carroll's a defense guy. He's a defense guy. But guess what? A defense guy knows how to defend against good offenses. So, talk with Chip, with your guy here and say hey, dude, this is lame. It's not working. Because, it's been pretty pathetic. And like I say, between Chip and Geno, Geno not reading defenses, Geno throwing balls that keep making receivers have to turn back into a defender. That stuff drives me nuts. You know what I mean? And like I say, Chip Kelly can't control the throw, but Chip Kelly can definitely dial up plays that put these guys in better positions than what they've been. And he can dial up that run game, because I've seen how already, I think most Raider fans have seen how we can use Genti. Yes. Oh, you put Genti off tackled. that kid is right. He already known. Let him stand up. Let Michael Myers live, baby. Like I say. So you saw some evolution of Genty already, but all of a sudden it just disappears right in the middle of a game. And
it's a tight game too. It's not like we had advantage in the run. It was a tight game.
It's like I just don't understand that, and that's why I'm like, they just keep finding a way to lose. I mean, it's like that's all I can see, because when I see the good things that we do, like lean on that. What was that saying? Keep doing that shit until they stop it. And I mean, we will move away from it. We'll do something that works.
Yeah, they're like, oh, that worked. Let's try something different.
Right. Let's try something that doesn't work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling. It's literally mind-boggling, and for, and like I say, for Pete Carroll to allow that to happen, I'm just wondering, I'm just thinking maybe he has lost, maybe what some Raider fans were saying early on was like, hey, he's too old, and I don't want to be ageist, and I'm not going to say it's his age. I'm just going to say maybe he's lost a step somehow. I ain't going to say it was his age, but maybe he lost a step.
Maybe it has nothing to do with age. Has it passed him by? Has the game passed him by? Is it different than when he was coaching in his prime? And also, not only that, look at the teams he was working with are very different. Like, he had a better personnel when he was winning with Seattle.
But it seems like, here we go. In my mind, the best coaches that I have ever seen and hear, they were good teachers. I mean, everyone's seen Gruden grind it out, and he goes into this chalk, and oh my goodness, he's teaching how to read defense and this, and what are you going to call on that? If you see this, what are you going to do? I mean, it's all the details. You hear Patrick Graham was talking about his defense. He was like, hey, stop trying to make the highlight reel and just worry about those little details and teaching that. And now you think about our offense. You know what I mean? When they were talking about blocking and they're talking about things like that. Is his son not a good teacher? Is Chip Kelly not being a good teacher? Or is it Pete Carroll not enforcing his guys to teach those details? And that is what he's kind of missing. Maybe he's just a little looser now, and he's kind of relying and trusting that these things are happening, and they're not. You know what I mean? Which why I'm going to say he's losing a step. I'm damn sure it's all in his head. It's all in there. You know what I mean? But is he paying enough attention to say, hey, here's these little details, you guys, that you got to make sure these guys are grabbing, because they're not. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
what do you think, Arthur? Do you want to answer the question he's proposing here about the teaching aspect?
I hope that Chip hasn't lost, or that Pete Carroll hasn't lost a step, that's not what it is. I see the passion. I see the frustration that, in some of the press conferences. So I don't want to put too much on Pete, but I agree. I mean, if he is not enforcing some of this stuff, like I said, Pete's not making every single play call. The play calling that I'm seeing is just terrible. Like we just talked about it. Genty does something good, and then we go away from it because we want to go to something else. Now we got to get this person involved, that person involved. Just keep doing it. Every time Genty's been in space, you get that man in space, you dump the ball off to him and let him run with it in space. He's making people miss. He's first contact. They're not taking him down. He's getting positive yards. Anytime you get him in space in the run game, same thing. He's making people miss. He's picking up big runs. So for me, I think there's a game plan going in, and Chip is telling Pete, hey, this is what we're planning on doing. This is what we want to do. And Pete's like, cool, I'm good with it. Hey, we're going to run the ball. We're going to get the ball in Brock Bowers' hands. We're going to get the ball in our playmakers' hands. And then when we get to the game, the plays that are being called and the way we're calling these plays, it's not happening that way. So it's hard to have that continuity with the offense when, one, you're not executing the plays to begin with, but two, the play calls that you're bringing in are terrible. So I'm hoping that, like Omar said, that there was a coming to Jesus meeting with Pete. As far as the other part of the coaching staff, and we've mentioned Brandon Carroll's name, Pete's son, I'm going to keep hammering it until it happens. Once again, we drafted 2 rookie offensive linemen. Our offensive line is hurt. JPJ is going to be out. I mean, Dylan Parham's out. This is a time for these rookies to play, and they should be ready. They can't be healthy scratches every single week. If they are, then that's on Brandon Carroll, the offensive line coach, whose job it is to get them in the game and get them ready to play. By now, they should be ready to play. We're in November now.
All right. I like it, Arthur. Hold that thought. We are going to do the raffle now for the Cowboys.
Good luck, everyone.
Versus Raiders.
Good luck, folks.
Good luck.
We're going to see who the lucky winner is. Should be a fun game. Monday Night Football. Let's see if they
I'll be there.
You'll be there?
I'll be there. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let's see. All right, here we go. Big money, big money.
No whammies. Big
Yeah.
money, no whammies.
No whammies,
No
no whammies. Oh, Ken Webb.
Congratulations.
Oh,
Winner.
Ken Webb. Congratulations. You're going
Congratulations.
to the Monday night game versus
Football
Dallas.
game. Our buddy back from Oakland. Do you remember him? Afro? Ken Webb. Congratulations, my friend. You are the winner. All right, we also have another friend backstage that we are going to bring on.
Oh, yeah.
We already
Let her
know.
go. Let her go. Let her go.
Let her go.
Accurate.
Let her
I
go.
think she has to stay this week. There she is. What's up, April?
What's up,
What's
April?
good?
I'm just gonna sit back and listen. I'm just gonna sit back and listen. Tell us what you got, girl.
Yes.
I don't really, to be honest with you, I really don't have much these last couple of, beside Thursday, these last couple of weekends that we haven't played games. I've been stress free. I've been happy. And then Thursday rolled around and I literally was like, we're going to get annihilated. Honestly, I was like, we're going to get annihilated. It's going to be like 34-0. This is going to be an embarrassing game. However, I give it to Patrick Graham because our defense was looking like I haven't seen them all season. I'm sorry, that's just my opinion. They were looking good. However, like I said in the comments, they were on the field too much. Like every time they got off, Geno went 3 and out, and then they were right back on. And I'm like, we're not going to win this game. I think Bo Nix is a fraud. He just exposed himself in every way, shape, or form. The Broncos aren't who they are. Are they going to make it to the playoffs? I hope not. I don't think so, but whatever. My question is, we all know what my question is. What's going to happen on Dallas versus the Raiders? I want to see AOC. I don't care. I don't want to see Kenny Pickett because that man can't even catch a snap. So I want to see what they're doing with AOC.
Well, we talked
I haven't.
about this. I want to ask the question to Arthur because we talked about this last week. We discussed if Geno were to win, Arthur, you said this specifically, right? You got to roll. You got to roll with him.
Yep.
Then you also said if Geno were to lose, now is probably a time for a change, if I remember correctly. Do you still think that?
Absolutely, because like I said, I'll kind of go back to the point that I made is the time frame. You have a Thursday night game going into a Monday night game, so you have 11 days to get AOC ready for a start. And I said it last week, if Geno struggled, which I thought he did, once again, the pick wasn't his fault. I mean, it went off Genty's hands, okay, whatever. But I just didn't think he moved the offense the way he should. And now you're giving Aiden 11 days to get ready. I mean, what better, situation could you ask for than that? We're not throwing him in a short week like a lot of people wanted to do last week. We're giving him all that time to get ready. And I listen, I can't disagree with April. I think it's AOC time.
We're finally on board with you, April. It's AOC time. I agree with that. And honestly, I thought Geno was embarrassing out there. The way he was hobbling around. You hear players say like, "Oh, I'm going to play no matter what. I'm never going to get off the field." Da 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 da. They're doing that for themselves. Or I should say, I don't speak for every athlete. When I saw Geno hobbling around out there, he did that for himself. That didn't look like a team player. He was not doing that for the team in that moment, and it wasn't. To me, it was embarrassing.
I would have said he's doing it for the team if he was playing good. Like if he was hella better than the guy on the bench, and I'd be like, yeah, he's taking one for the team. He's playing hurt, but dude, you ain't doing nothing. So you can just sit on the bench, sit it out, bro.
It was pretty embarrassing. I just sat there. I couldn't. My daughter's looking at me like, "Mom, what is happening?" I said, "I really don't know. I don't know what is going on." But I think the JPJ being out for the season is going to hurt us. I don't know what kind of adjustments they're going to make on that. I don't even know.
Already not strong. Well, April, this is courtesy of Omar, and I think you can enjoy these sentiments here.
Here we go.
You know what? When he did that coming out of that tunnel, I was like, I don't like him already. at all.
I mean, you got to back that up. You know what?
Yes.
Right. That's the thing. You have to back it up.
Geno is proving that it's just so much better to stay humble and quiet and let your work talk for you.
100%.
Because guess what? If you're going to be like that, you better.
Yep.
You better 100%. Be lights out. You know what I mean?
I felt his only good game was against the Patriots. That's it. That's it. That was the only good game, and we won that game. And I had to humble myself because I had a lot of people pointing fingers at me saying, "Ha ha, I told you." I'm like, oh, just give it time. Just give it time. It's the first game. Chill. But I don't know. In the beginning of the season, I saw a lot of Tom Brady, and I ain't seen a lot of Tom Brady lately. So what's going on with that? Anybody know? I know he's commentating. I know but I'm saying though, all of a sudden he's like disappeared into the wind, which I don't care. But I'm just
weird.
His name on this.
Talks weren't working. She was like, "We talk every week." I'm like, "Shit, you ain't listening."
Yeah, exactly.
So what do you? So I mean, do you guys think that's where the direction the Raiders are going to go for Monday night? Do you think they're going to? I don't think the Cowboys have a very good defense. I think if they do put AOC out there, I mean, we could be looking at a pretty high scoring game. As for the Raiders, I don't know. That's just me being all excited and giddy like a kid at Christmas that they're putting AOC in. But what if they don't put AOC in? I mean, I don't know I don't know what the coaching staff is doing, but I will say this because I love to say it. That 3rd and 2 quarterback sneak has me busting a gut every frigging time.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, man. I mean, and I also think Pete Carroll, because I'm thinking Geno's hurt. He ain't done nothing really. Take him out. Like, you know what I mean? To me, that would have been my leverage right there to move him out. And like I said, it would have stayed my leverage to play someone else as well. Like, hey, heal up. We're going to let, you know what I mean, next man up. And I was kind of surprised that that Pete Carroll didn't pull Geno out of that game. I mean, I was just like, dude, you know,
he don't have nobody. He don't have nobody to put in.
No, we really. It was a close game, though. I mean, 7-10, and you're going to put Pickett in as the option. I mean, if we're choosing between Pickett and Geno, if those are our only options in a 7-10 game, I think I'm still going with Geno.
Unfortunately, yeah, because like I said, Pickett can't even catch a snap. Come on.
Healthy Pickett versus a hobbling Geno? I don't know.
Right? Like I say, I would have kept Geno out. And like I say, lead into this week. Geno's, you're going to still rest that leg, and now AOC or whoever is playing against Dallas. You know what I mean? So that would have just been my train of thought, because this gives me an opportunity to take a look. It gives me an opportunity to let my starter rest that knee. So, you know, but Pete didn't do that, and I wouldn't be surprised if Geno starts Monday night.
I agree.
Oh my God!
Unfortunately, Pete will start Geno. I tend to agree. I don't. And to your point, Omar, since he didn't pull him out when he's hobbling around out there looking like a fool, you know,
he did it with Brock. He did it with Brock Bowers. He put Brock Bowers out with that big old thing on his knee, and look what happened. Bowers was out for a couple weeks. So, I mean, it would not surprise me if he starts Geno. He's got a love thing with Geno. It's not even a quarterback coach thing. It's like this love affair. I'm over it.
It's this guy. A lot of head coaches will live and die by their quarterback. You know what I mean? Some of them career. I mean, there's one guy, his whole career was because of one good quarterback, if you ask me.
True. 100%.
Because he went downhill when that quarterback left, and that quarterback went somewhere else and won another Super Bowl. Yeah. So that's just classic that, hey, and that's fine. You know what I mean? That's fine. But, you know, unfortunately, we just going to have to suffer because Geno and Chip ain't on the same page.
God, Chip is terrible. He's terrible. Chump Kelly is terrible. I will say this. So Patrick Graham stepped up. That defense was looking like, I was like, who are these guys? Like, okay, like, wow.
Looks like where that talk about highlights versus details kind of sunk in. You know what I mean?
Because I think there was some buzz going on that there was somebody that's going to get fired. It wasn't about to be Patrick Graham. I like Patrick Graham. He still's got some secondary woes, but that game was pretty good. We held them to only 10 points. We really should have lost by like 34. I'm sorry. We should have.
My only knock about Patrick Graham has been the same one I've had about Patrick Graham is, damn, bro, can you call more blitzes? Like, I mean, that's it. That's the only thing bad I got to say about him. Like, dude, you need to blitz some more.
We haven't blitzed in a hot minute. Yeah,
So
I agree. Well,
that's
it's going to
it.
be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what they do on Monday, and we're not going to know until probably Sunday night or early Monday morning. I just it's just like this big secret. I don't get it. But Geno ain't it. Bye, bye, Felicia.
Well, I agree with you. I don't think anyone ever on this panel thought he was it. Like I've said over and over again, I was surprised that they signed him to the second year before he even
For
showed up
sure.
for one day of practice or anything. I was shocked. And now we're
I'm
saying
just drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm not gonna front. I'm gonna stand 10 toes down on drinking the Kool-Aid, thinking,
You was,
look,
you
I looked
was,
at what
you
Geno
was,
did
Omar.
stat-wise, was looking at the wins and the losses and some of the things he did, thinking, hey, he greatly improved from the Jets, but I didn't think we were gonna get Jets Geno. That's all. I thought we were gonna get Geno.
Right.
So I got duped. I got suckered, and I'm not gonna front. It happened.
I was not
a believer.
fooled at
That's
all.
what happens when you believe, man. You always get let down.
So what do you think? What do you think's gonna win this game on Monday night?
You've been in this long enough to know that they're gonna somehow eventually find a way to let you down.
Right. I'm like,
So
man.
before I exit the building, what are your predictions on Monday night?
Me, I'm just hoping that number one, I hope defense continues what they started in Denver. I also hope we run the ball more. I mean, because if those two things happen, I think we have a chance. If that, I mean, no matter who's behind center, run the freaking ball more, man. Give the ball, dude. Give the freaking ball to Bowers and Mayer. All right. And I mean, between Bowers, Mayer, and Genty, that's some offense that can win us some games. I'm sorry. They can. And to see Bowers have a great week before last, Bowers, it was all Bowers. Yep. And then all of a sudden to let him disappear. And to me, he only disappeared because there's some plays out there that he was open and Geno was wearing those blinders or something.
Right.
Or Chunk Kelly dialing up some stupid, I don't even know what that play, like, why you got Bowers in a running back? Like, what? What are you
What do you guys think of this rumor? We've heard this rumor. True Raider says, is Kyler a Raider next season?
Oh, I hope not.
Hell no.
I hope not.
I hope not.
Oh,
you know what? I hope not. Draft us. Look, I would rather us draft.
He needs to bite his tongue.
First round quarterback and just go through the growing pains, or let him battle it out with AOC and and whoever else is in the stable. If we still got Geno, but at least have a first round pick in the stable next season. Yep. I don't mind suffering knowing that the future is there. You know what I mean? Especially if it's
Kyler is not. He is not
worthy of the first round pick. But yeah, no. Kyler Murray was what was that guy? Cliff Kingsbury. That was his guy. Yeah. Yep. And I think Kyler's career may have left with Cliff Kingsbury. So maybe if Cliff gets a spot as a head coach somewhere else, Kyler may have a chance to reunite with him. But yeah, dude, I'm good. I'm good on Kyler.
I think all of Raider Nation is good. Nobody wants Kyler Murray. Come on.
Yeah, I'm good.
I saw that. I've been seeing this rumor for the past couple of days. Well, I don't know. Yeah. Someone must have just made this up, right?
I broke my heart as an A's fan. I don't even break my heart as a Raider fan.
Yeah, seriously. I still blame him for that. Wasting the A's draft pick, right?
He broke my heart as an A's fan. So
to decide not to play baseball. Yes. Oh, he'll fit in perfectly then.
Yeah.
Damn.
No loyalty whatsoever. Yes. He'll fit in perfectly.
Yikes. Well, who knows? We could turn our season around and go 11-5. I mean 12-5. Who knows?
Yeah.
12-5. Wait, we're already on lost. What, 7 games? Yeah. We're over
so
the 5 already.
8 games left. We can go. Oh, that's right. We can go 10-7. Shit.
There you go.
I've been drinking. Sorry.
Listen, April, don't make that bet in Vegas, girl.
I'm drinking right now, so you know what? Hey, I'm with it.
Don't start
your winning ways. Oh, speaking of our drinking game, April, who's to blame? Who's to blame for this?
I am.
No, I mean on the Raiders for this horrible season. Okay.
Right now, wait a minute. This is a good question. Okay. I I'm gonna say Pete Carroll. He's the helm of the fucking ship. Let's go.
Yep.
Grab the bull by the
Yeah.
horns, motherfucker. Start firing people. Do something. Move them around. If you don't want to fire him, move them around. Chump Kelly ain't it. Brennan Carroll
I
ain't
want to
it.
say Mark Davis.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Mark Davis is to blame for this.
Tell me.
He's not gonna sell the team though.
No.
It's
I'm gonna say this because, like I say, Mark Davis has had success. He just has not figured out how to get success on the football field. And he obviously he didn't do what he should have done when he brought in AP and Telesco. He did not do what he should have done that time around. Because it's only, like I say, he may believe in the plan that Pete Carroll has, but why would you agree to a plan that has you worse than the guy you just fired? So I'm just gonna blame Mark Davis on that one right there.
All right, fair enough. April, well, thank you. We have another guest backstage, girl. Thank you for joining us.
Of
We
course.
appreciate you.
Till next time. Go Raiders.
All right, April.
Bye, you guys.
Bye. All right, we have the winner of the raffle backstage.
Nice.
My boy, back
Afro.
from Oakland, Aphrodisiac in the building. What's up, my friend?
What's up? Winner, chicken dinner.
Yeah.
Hey, how's everybody doing tonight?
We're good. Thanks
fair
for
to
tuning in,
Midland.
and congratulations.
Oh, hey, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm trying to remember the last time I won something. I think it was a cakewalk back in junior high school. This doesn't happen to me.
This certainly beats that.
All right. You sound like me, Afro, man. I don't win shit. I remember winning something at my job once, and dude, I lost my mind. I'm like, fuck, I don't win shit. You know what I mean? Like, ever.
So this is amazing. So I appreciate it. But you know what? All I can say is, I'm just thankful. The winning doesn't come easy, so we just take it as it comes. So I'm just grateful to you all for this prize, and I promise you, it will not go to waste.
All right.
Awesome.
So what do you make of this season? I know we're all disappointed. Who's to blame for this? That's kind of the through line of this show today. Who do you think is to blame for this season so far?
I blame the culture of expectations, or rather amnesia. The culture of amnesia. That just because we're a certain brand, that somehow every year is going to be, the year just because of the brand, just because of the history. And it really doesn't work like that, and we all watch the Detroit Lions literally decade after decade after decade, stink it up on Thanksgiving Day. Right. And, you never hear a Detroit Lion fan ever say every year, this is our year for the Super Bowl. This is our year for the Super Bowl. But somehow, the culture here is that, they'll get a washed up quarterback and a senior citizens head coach, and this is going to be the year. But you look at the schedule, I mean, they weren't going to win anyone in the division. So there's 6 losses right there. They weren't going to beat Philly. They weren't going to beat the other NFC East teams, maybe the Giants, maybe. So there's another 3 losses. So already you're talking about a losing record. And, that's not hating on anybody. That's just being practical. But every year, every preseason, this is the year. This is the year. We're going to beat Patrick Mahomes. We're going to win 10 games. But you give them the schedule, show me the 10 games you're going to beat. Yeah. So I think what's to blame, long way of answering your question, I think what's to blame is that there's just no sense of reality. We have to start there. We have to start just really doing a realistic assessment of this team from the top to the bottom. And then you could start seeing, where the hope is going to come from, because I just don't listen to people now who say, we're going to do it this time. We're going to do it this time. And what are you basing that on? Josh McDaniels?
No, you're absolutely right, and I think that's a great answer. We haven't heard any answer along those lines whatsoever. But you're right. We tend to drink the Kool-Aid every year. I think on this show we're a little bit more like practical thinking. There definitely is a delusion, I think, within the fan base, for lack of better words. Or maybe just hopeful. I mean, we are all like just kind of sick and tired of waiting to win, right? So if we're thinking like if we get a fresh slate every year, we're just like, let's get this, let's win. This year's our year, and then slowly by slowly, little by little, week by week, they just keep crushing it, breaking our hearts. Even though we know it's probably inevitable, like you said, show me the 10 games on paper that they're going to win. They are hard to pick out, but we're hopeful. But let me ask you this to that: are there any more winnable games this season? When you look at the
Browns.
remainder of the season, and if there are winnable games, which ones do you think are the winnable games?
I would say the Browns and the Giants, and maybe
on the Giants.
yeah, and maybe only because of all the drama that's going on, and maybe they might catch. I was going to say San Diego, the Chargers, taking them for granted, so they might sneak that one.
Maybe there, yeah.
Ooh,
But I don't see more than 2 or 3 wins down the road. I at the beginning of the year, I thought maybe they would catch New York Giants version of Daniel Jones at Indy, but that didn't happen. So yeah, I 2, 3 at the most. And those are maybes, right? Because you just never know with the Raiders. Will they show up to play the Cleveland Browns? Will they show up to play the Giants? Will they show up to play San Diego hard? Who knows? But at the most, 2 or 3.
I don't see the Raiders even contending with the Chargers. I actually think the Chargers are the best team in the division.
Yeah.
So I
wouldn't doubt that. I wouldn't doubt that at all.
But I will say this: I'll be optimistic, as you said, about the Browns and the Giants. But even then,
that's about it.
That's about it. And even then, it's probably going to be one of those.
I see maybe 2 more wins.
There's probably some kicking in.
If you catch the Chiefs resting their starters in the last game, maybe. But
yeah.
If I can just say this one last thing, according to Tankathon, the Raiders right now are in the 6th position in the draft. As of today, before tonight's results. But as of right now, they're in position number 6. The Jets are winning games for whatever reason. So who knows what may happen? They may climb up the charts. Who knows?
Yeah, seriously. Thank you for that tidbit. Thank you for coming on. Congratulations again for the win. I'm excited for your win, and I'll contact you after the show to get you the tickets.
Cool deal. Appreciate the job you guys are doing, and go Raiders.
Go Raiders.
Go Raiders.
Thanks, Afro. All right. Yeah, well, happy to see we're getting some Raiders fans in the building. To be completely honest, I think it's going to be very, very, very heavily favored with Cowboys fans in there. So glad that somebody is going to be representing. All right, we have another friend backstage that we want to bring in. He says, it's your favorite homeless panhandling bum is here, guys. Homeless bum.
What's up,
How
guys?
are you, my friend, and welcome to the show.
What's going on?
Guys? Your favorite homeless panhandling bum, worthless person is here. How are you guys doing?
We're doing well. I'll pose the same question to you. Who's to blame for this season? Because we were all so hopeful when it started. In your opinion, who is it?
There is no one person. This is 20 years of incompetence that we're trying to sort of correct.
Yes.
So, I mean, Pete Carroll, I think, was probably lied to about the talent on this team before he took the job. I think I told you guys this last week. I think I think a better picture of the team was painted to Pete than what actually existed. So probably the Raiders ownership more than anybody, because we didn't really make any moves in the offseason too much. We returned with the same squad and expected much better results. And it's just not going to happen because we don't have the talent. So I would put it probably on Raider management, Raider ownership more than I would even the players or even the coaches. even Chip Kelly, and I can't stand Chip Kelly.
Yes, you were very expressive of that last week, and we appreciate that. Let me ask you this. We talk also a little bit about the ongoing narrative every year is, should we just start firing people? Is that the answer, or do we need continuity in the Raiders? We all kind of said here, I think a little bit of both probably needs to happen. There, as we know, there's been one firing already. Do you think there needs to be others?
Yeah, I think we need to get rid of Chip Kelly as soon as we can. And just because of, I think I talked to you guys about this last week, the whole locker room cancer stuff. You know what I'm saying? He's probably trying to exert an extensive level of control over the players and even in their personal lives. It's probably causing dissension. And even if he does turn out to be a good coordinator, he's like not worth the headache. I would be on the lines of giving Philbin a chance. Philbin has coached good offenses everywhere he's gone. You know what I'm saying? Packers, Dolphins, wherever. Now, he was a bad head coach for the Dolphins, but he was very good on the offensive side for the Dolphins. He brought them from like last in the league to like top 10, if I remember correctly. So
well, that's an interesting point about where coaches coach and what they can handle, right? Because if we look at everybody hated Josh McDaniels, like, let's fire him. He ended up getting fired. We were all happy about it. Then he goes over to the Patriots, right? Back to the Patriots, and he's play calling over there, and they're 8-2. So maybe just finding the right spot for these coaches, instead of trying to force certain coaches or certain coordinators into positions that they can't handle.
well, do you think we should give Philbin a chance, like I said, or do you guys disagree with that?
Oh, at this point, bro, anything. Oh, yeah. I'll be down to try anything. I mean, it just surprises me. Because I got to compare to last year. And I'll go back to what you said earlier, is that you said Pete Carroll was, thought he was getting a better team. And then I have to say, well, okay, did AP have these guys, even with the four and what's his name record, did AP just have these guys looking better than what they really were? Because to me, that even with the wins and losses, they looked better than this team has looked. This team has just looked, bad on multiple levels, where we were getting an upgrade. Like I say, AP said it in the beginning of the year. Hey, I'm glad Pete Carroll got his running back. Pete Carroll got his quarterback. I didn't get that, and still had that team looking better. So, like I say, I just have to go back to what I was talking about earlier about, not having it, Pete Carroll not having control, where, hey, Chip, what are you going to do with these guys? These guys do this best. You know what I mean? Why aren't you having them in this position? Like, it just doesn't. If I'm a head coach, even if I'm a defensive guy, I'm not trying to run the offense, but I'm making observations, and therefore I'm going to let you do something so far. But that last little moment before I get rid of you, I'm pretty much directing you on what I think you need to do. And you need to try and do it now, because your way has absolutely failed. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't see that being done. And that's why I'm getting a little bit more critical on Pete Carroll at this point. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, dude, I've seen somebody have these guys ready to run through a wall. Yeah, they didn't have the talent, but Jesus Christ, the effort. That was one thing we knew. AP would just freaking run his head. I mean, he would blow the whole locker room up if everybody wasn't trying to kill themselves to make a play. And some games, these guys walk in there looking like they had like a fifth of Hennessy or something before the game. It's crazy. So that was my thought when you said that about what Pete thought he was going to get. I'm just like, dude, I'm just thinking, you know what? I thought Pete would have them as jazzed up as AP did, but yet I'm thinking with his experience would be maybe a better teacher at details that would, get these guys at least looking crisp. You know what I mean? To where when we look at the product on the field, even if we win or lost, we would still be like, okay, damn, you know what I mean? Fuck, we could have had that or something. And we all look at that and like, this is garbage. So.
Well, and the bait and switch has happened a lot, right? I mean, I think one of the most notable is we get a wide receiver in Devontae Adams, who is, leading the league in touchdowns right now because he has a quarterback that can throw to him.
Yep.
He gets a bait and switch. He came because he thought he was going to have a quarterback that was going to throw to him, and then they go out and sign Minshew, and then it's a struggle between Minshew and AOC. That's not what he signed up for. That's not why he became a Raider. That's not what he was expecting. And if you saw the Netflix documentary, he was very vocal about they're kind of laying him out there to get killed. The way they're throwing him and kind of letting him out. So it's kind of been happening, right? So to your point, yeah, they're really not selling what they have to sell.
No.
Is basically what I think you're saying, right?
And these coaches aren't accentuating. Like, you're right. I won't say it's just bait and switch. It's just misses. To me, monumental misses. I mean, if we look at if we look at this draft and we look at this offseason that just happened, I mean, okay, we have still $48 million in cap space. We couldn't have got one good, decent lineman. We got what, Kappa and Meredith, or not Meredith, Kappa and Kappa. You know what I mean? Like, really, we couldn't have got a little bit better than that. What did you see? Here's why I keep getting upset. Pete, you're a veteran. You're a veteran coach. You should have an eye much better than most on looking at talent and having that communication with your GM. Your GM, he's a GM because obviously he's supposed to be able to identify talent. So there was nobody out there that you saw that would improve the guys that you have. You got film. You know what I mean? As soon as you're hired, that's the first thing you should be doing is looking at hella film to say, okay, what we got to make that assumption of what you need. And even if, like we all talked, he may not want to spend it all, but I'm just talking about another lineman. Even if he was a really good journeyman and not a Pro Bowl lineman, would have helped out this offensive line. So, like I say, little things like that is what's just kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, you guys.
Yeah, totally agree. And I mean, and once again, it's still going back to if we didn't see any linemen that we like as free agents, we drafted two of them. Once again, we drafted two in the third round. You know what I mean? We're not waiting. There aren't 6th and 7th round draft picks. There's two guys on the offensive line that we drafted in the third round and have not even sniffed the field yet. And that's a huge problem to me. That's an absolute just mind-blowing to me that you could draft somebody that high.
Especially at this point in the season, right? Where there's 2 wins. Now is the time where you have to assess the talent,
right?
And look at
we were hella excited when we saw Porter out there. We're like, hell yeah, he's out there. You know what I mean? We're texting and shit. We're like, hell, we wanted, you know what I mean? At this point, that's all we got now. Let's see the young guys out there, dude. Let them do their thing. So, definitely.
Homeless Bum, any other final thoughts before we let you go here?
Yeah, I would just say, like, my trust for John Spytek is growing just because how careful he's being with, like, the money. So I feel like if we're patient for a couple of years, like, I feel like Spytek will be a big part of, and Brady will be a big part of helping us build, like, a really good squad. So Spytek, the fact that he's being so careful with the money, that's a good side. That means he's being smart about what he's doing. So I feel like he's in this for the long haul with us.
It's time to spend it, though, in this offseason. Would you agree?
Well, some of it, yeah. You can't just go out and load up with stars and expect to have a great team. Like, teams that usually do that usually fail.
Sure.
But you can go and get a couple of stars for sure.
Well, you got to bring in some talent. This team lacks talent at most positions
on
both sides of the ball. So, I mean, you have that money. I'm not saying you're right. Don't just blow everything on one stars like we've done in the past. But we've got to bring in some talent for sure on both sides of the ball.
You guys don't think you bring in your quarterback, a veteran quarterback, you draft a running back in the first round. You guys don't think what we did with this offensive line isn't a big miss on Spytek and Pete Carroll's bad? I'm thinking, dude, that's a huge bad because, like I said, he didn't have to blow the bank. I mean, hell, could we have got 7 million? We would have had. I'll say 8. Since we got 48, we could have pocketed the 40. Could we have spent $8 more million on that 100%. Offensive line and probably could have gotten dividends from that investment? That's why I'm like, dude, I'm still out on Spytek. I am not convinced yet. Sorry, I had to say that because I know you're with him, and I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm just a little dissent.
Rumor has it Caleb Rogers will be playing like this Sunday. So
I don't see how he can, honestly. I mean,
Yeah.
JPJ's out, Parham out. Like, I don't know how he can't play this week.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. But we're going to get to see some of them at least, is what I'm just trying to say, which is really cool. We get to see what he can do.
Yeah,
That's all we got, baby. Let's see the rooks.
that's it.
You know?
Absolutely.
Get them all
Give
out
us
there.
something to get excited about.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining the show. We
Yes,
appreciate
boss
you.
man. Appreciate you.
Go subscribe to his channel as well, Accelerator, on YouTube. And if you haven't already subscribed to ours, of course, light that torch, light that torch, and subscribe to us. And also, what else? Blah blah blah. Omar.
April,
Yeah,
it's
I was actually going to just put that up.
It's Douce, not Kool-Aid.
What?
I seem to always drink the Kool-Aid when it, that Raider-Aid. Good Lord. Think I got a Raider-Aid IV and shit.
That purple drink you be drinking at the Oakland Raiders tailgates,
Hey,
Omar.
we banned purple
Sometimes
drink.
you be talking like
That's right.
that purple drink.
The purple
We
drink.
banned that shit. That shit is
We
a
had
banned
to.
substance. All right. Like we were like, nope. And
Yeah.
hey, and my formula was a legal
Who's been
formula.
victim? You could play in the chat too. Who's been victim of not making it into a game from the tailgate thanks to Omar's purple drink?
Even me,
There
I remember
it is.
giving away my ticket. I was just like, here, take my ticket. Good old days.
Be
Now I
locked
can't
up.
even begin to drink like that. Good Lord.
Yeah.
I'll hurt myself even thinking about drinking like that. Sheesh.
Not only that,
Gotta love it.
also been a victim of missing 3 out of the 4 quarters to wait around for the alligator to finish cooking.
Okay. First year
That's a good
only.
cause, though, right there.
Only
You
the
know what I
first year.
mean?
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that was only
That
the
was
first
a
year.
good
After that,
call.
we had it
Worth
down,
it.
though. We made it sure that the smoker stayed closed.
All right.
Totally worth it. Again, I'm not
Sheesh.
complaining. I'm just making a statement. Oh, look, Mother Moon, she raising her hand.
All right. Good. I miss those days. Good Lord.
Yeah.
Me too.
Back down memory lane.
Nope.
All right. Well, if you're going
Alrighty.
to be out there for Monday Night Football, Arthur and Arthur's going to be there. I might be roaming the parking lot. So say what's up to us. Hope to see you all out there. And, remember, Raider Nation, we go out one way and only one way.
Only one way.
Ray.